Hey guys, Phoenix here and welcome back to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the YouTooz sitting Glamrock Freddy plush. Here he is. He just came a few days ago. I should have recorded this a little bit earlier, but it doesn't really matter. He came out a while ago. Normally I review things like as soon as I get them when they're new. But he came out a few months ago and I wasn't originally going to get him, but then YouTooz released the rest of the Glamrocks as sitting plushies, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get all four of them. And because he's already came out, he's already here. Whereas the other ones are going to come in November. So I thought, while we wait, I'm just going to review this guy. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is, as always with YouTooz, they've got the stylization, it's very chibi, would you say, compared to the others, especially on the muzzle, and the massive eyes, and obviously you've got the signature YouTooz eyes, which they always do. I think it's 9 inches tall. If I compare it to the Vanny here, as you can see, this is also the YouTooz, the sitting Vanny plush that they did, which came out ages ago, which I also did a review on. They're the same size. I think it is around 9 inches, and just comparing it to a Funko plush, we use obviously Glamrock Freddy, yeah, you can see the size difference here. So if you were considering getting it, this is the size difference if you can compare it to your Funko plush, and we'll do some comparisons to him in a minute. But right now, let's just talk about him. So first off, I just want to say, everything on the face is embroidered, which is really cool. There's no print in here. If you know me, you know I have no problem with printing. There is a bit on the stomach, but that's understandable. But yeah, on the makeup, the face paint, you've got his pattern here, which is really cool. The red outline is embroidered, but on the in the middle it's not. It's just the plush material, and then the whole of the eyes are embroidered with different parts of it, obviously. You've got the eyebrows, which actually aren't connected to the face paint like he normally does. They're up here because again it's a bit more stylized. Even the insides of his ears, normally those are plush material, but those are embroidered. And he's got his earring, obviously, which is actually three-dimensional, it comes off. It's not just printed on or anything. And then on his mouth, he's got his little smile, which is a black outline. For some reason, the black doesn't continue down here, which might be a small criticism, but I guess that's just personal preference. So yeah, then he's got his open smile, he's got his 2 little fangs, and his blue stripe, which is really cool. There's no inaccuracies on his face. On his hat as well, he's got his little blue stripe, which is cool. It's actually, you can move it up and down and stuff. It's a little ribbon, and the hat is really cool as well. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to nitpick, you could say that it's inaccurate that it's in the middle, because Glamrock Freddy's head is slightly off to the left. But again, that really would be nitpicking. So let me just move him out to the back so you can just see his full body, because he is big, so I can't really get him into the full shot. That's his face. I think he's really cool. I like his pose, sitting like this. Obviously, again, the same with Vanny. They both got their hands in front of them as they sit on the floor. The one thing that I kind of wish they did is that, with the Toy Freddy one, he's actually got his hands just coming out to the side, just more like a traditional teddy bear plush, or a Funko one, for example. I kind of would be interested to see what that would look like on Glamrock Freddy. But yeah, with the YouTooz plushies, unlike Funkos or most of the plush companies, you actually don't see a different really variation between all the plushies. Because say for this Glamrock Freddy plush by Funko, if you bought a few of these, you would literally see so many differences in the face, whether they're been like that, put like that, or just all different kinds of variations, which gives them a lot more personality. But with the Glamrock Freddy, for example, I've got another one here. If you put them next to each other, they are pretty much identical. There's only a couple little differences, but overall they're basically the exact same. Just if you can see there, literally the exact same. Whereas with Funkos, they all look pretty different. I mean, whether that's a good thing or not is up to personal preference. But I think if you want accuracy, because some can look really deformed with Funkos, whereas obviously if they nail it, then they get it good for all of them, which is really good. So let's move on to the body. He's got his 3-dimensional bow tie, which again Funko didn't do originally, although they did change it because this is the re-release. You can see he's actually got his bow tie there. But yeah, very accurate. He's even got his shoulder pads, which are really cool. Underneath his bow tie you can see his lightning bolt, his electric strike, which is obviously covered, so you can't really see it that well. But yeah, that's just because he's sitting in this pose. Even if you move his arms, you can't really see it. And then his stomach pattern goes all the way down here, and they even included here, he's got his little red part for his lower legs, but obviously because his legs are so short on this plush, you can barely see it, because this is his whole leg, so they could only do that much. And then you've got his feet, which is also accurate. I mean, if you want it to be really accurate, technically the whole part of his foot should be this color rather than the orange, but I do prefer it this way. I think the contrast works better. And then something I really like is his bracelets here. He's like Glamrock spike bracelets. They're not actually like on him, you can like see underneath, move them up and down and stuff. And again, embroidered, by the way, like all the way around each individual one. It doesn't like randomly stop underneath, they go all the way around. And you can see that's where they're actually sewn in. But yeah, those are really cool. Another thing, just you can see these little stitches here going through just to show the fingers and the toes and stuff, which just make his features look a bit more distinguishable, I guess you could say. If you wanted to nitpick, then you could like, again, with YouTooz, you kind of have to nitpick because they're so good all the time. Glamrock Freddy has got a little square at the bottom of his lower legs, which is this colour, which you can't really include there because it's so small. I think it would look a little bit off, but again, a nitpick, I really don't mind about that. Another thing they did include, which is inaccurate but stylised and something I don't mind, I think people like, is they gave him a little bear tail. Something that the actual model doesn't have, though a lot of people think he should have. Yeah, he's got a little tail there, which is a lot smaller than Vanny's because she's got like a proper bunny tail which sticks out like that. But it's just a small little bear tail, which a lot of people liked. I saw on Twitter people were talking about. But yeah, that is pretty much his whole body. His proportions are good. Obviously his head is massive because they're going for that chibi like plushy style, which is really cool. And in terms of the stylization, for me personally, I would like the muzzle to be bigger. I did a very quick edit. I'll put it on screen. This is something I did the other day. You could probably see how like quickly I did it, but it was just an example to show how I would prefer it if it was a little bit bigger, just because I'm more of a accuracy type person. Like for example, again, for the Funko one, they go super accurate in terms of like the actual designs. They always miss out features, like for example the earring, the stripe on the hat, the bracelets, the stripe here. You know, they miss out a lot of features and stuff, but they always go as accurate as possible in terms of like the proportions and the head shape in particular. Like you can see the muzzle here is a lot more accurate to the model compared to this one. But again, that's just like by choice. YouTooz tend to stylize a lot of their stuff, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, so let's talk about the tag. Again, really cool, like you can see. Let me just focus that. Yeah, really cool. They always do this with that sort of material. You can see his lightning bolt a lot better there compared to on the actual plush. And on the inside, thanks for collecting me, FNaF Glamrock Freddy Sit. You can see it was designed by, all of that stuff. And yeah, they always do pretty cool tags. And another unique thing is they always include like which specific plush. They always do their paws or hands there. And you can see the bracelets as well, which is really cool. And another thing is this little chain thing. If you wanted to detach it, then you can, and you can pull it back on. It's not like tags that you have to snap off and then you can't use again. Like I can just go like that, and I've taken the tag off now, and you can have this separate. You've also got this. But if I wanted to, I could also put that through here, and then just reattach it. You pull that through there, and then just literally attach it, which is a really cool thing because it's like with most tags, you can't do that, whereas YouTooz have actually made it so that you can do that. So it's more of a collector's type thing. Like if you want to take it off and, you know, play with it or have it for display, I think that's good for taking it off. But then when you go on to sell it or show people, you know, it keeps like the value of it, to show that it's still tagged, which is a lot of things collectors like. You know, when you go to buy like a FNaF plush, for example, you kind of want it to be tagged. So that's something really cool that they did, which, for example, with Funko or with what they call good stuff, you can't really do that with. So yeah, that's more props to them. But yeah, that's basically everything. He's really cool. Really minimal printing, again, only on the stomach here, which is very covered, so you can understand why. But yeah, that basically does it for this video. I always have to give props to YouTooz because they always do really good. They're constantly releasing FNaF merch, and I am going to review the other Glamrock sitting plushies when they come out. It's just this one just came today, like I said. But yeah, I'm very excited to get them. The others look really cool as well. I do have a couple critiques about those ones, but we'll get to that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. You can see my other reviews, links in the description and the end screen and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.